TikTok is facing a major user revolt in the US. Brand and digital strategist Fisher, who can be found on X and Threads with username @Fisher, and through his website, Fisher.media, joins us to talk about it. Good morning, Fisher. Why the big
Good
TikTok
morning, Ken.
revolt?
Well, we'll get to that, and it's ironic, I would say, maybe in the Alanis Morissette way. Daily average uninstalls in the U.S. rose nearly 150% over the past 2 weeks compared to the average of the previous 3 months. The spike began after TikTok announced that its U.S. business would be housed under a new majority American-owned joint venture to address national security concerns and, of course, avoid the ban. User backlash appears to be linked to skepticism about the deal, combined with an updated privacy policy that prompted concern over data collection practices, including references to sensitive categories like racial, ethnic origin, sexual life, citizenship, and financial information. Some users, rightfully so, viewed the privacy policy language as terrifying or overly invasive, fueling social media outrage. The kicker is most of the wording existed in earlier versions when you were giving it to China. Additional factors contributing to uninstalls included temporary app outages, posting and feed issues, and broader distrust about potential political influence or censorship under the new United States-led structure, not the China one. Despite the uninstall surge, overall active user levels in the U.S. have maintained relatively flat compared to the previous week. So yes, more afraid of the political influence and data harvesting by potentially U.S. companies and U.S. government influence rather than the Chinese government and influence that was a couple weeks ago.
That's where we are today, though. You got the young democratic socialists who have no problem with the Chi-Coms finding out everything about us, all our personal info. But when it's an American company, it's the same thing. They all freak out. It just makes you laugh. It really, really does.
If I'm going to give my data up, I'd rather keep it here in America for American jobs.
I'm with you, and for national security's sake too.
Yes.
How about that? You know,
Yes.
it's much like, and this is not to slight previous presidents, but I'm including President Bush when I say this. Under President Obama, President Biden, President Bush, we got rid of millions and millions of illegal migrants in the country. There was not a word uttered, not a word uttered. But you have all this agitation happening from the left now because they hate Trump. It really comes out of that. Trump has deported way fewer illegal migrants from this country than the other presidents. But yet you didn't hear any of the complaints because clearly there are agitators intentionally trying to get people riled up because they hate the president. The president saved a baby from cancer on Fifth Avenue. They would find a reason to attack him. So that just is what it is. Now, Google reached a $68 million settlement over allegations that its voice assistant secretly recorded users' private conversations. Did this actually happen?
The lawsuit claimed the voice assistant captured audio even when the users didn't say the magic phrase, which I can't say because I got one over here. Now, obviously, Google's stated policy says that that's not the case. Plaintiffs allege these unauthorized recordings included sensitive discussions, as you can imagine, including financial issues, personal decisions, employment, and other private matters. The suit also accused Google of sharing the recorded data to help deliver targeted advertisers or advertising to users. The $68 million will cover consumer payments, attorneys' fees, litigation costs, and other administration expenses. Google denies any wrongdoing, but agreed to the settlement to avoid the risk, cost, and uncertainty of continued litigation.
That's crazy. And now, $68 million to them is worth, that'd be like you dropping a penny.
I was going to say they earned $68 million in an hour and 34 minutes.
So, I would bet even less. It all depends. It's pretty crazy. But I mean, the idea that, and the magic phrase you were talking about, I won't say it, but it's "Hey, Google." That's the way when I'm on
you can say it in my ear
radio.
because she can't hear you, but yes.
But yes,
but also Apple had a similar $95 million, eavesdropping settlement when affected users, again, accused Apple of the same thing. Now, again, these devices do hear everything. They only activate.
They're listening because they're waiting for the phrase.
Exactly.
Right, they're waiting for the phrase, so they're always
everything. On. Yes, absolutely. So the data is I don't know if it's being collected. With Apple, it's on device and it waits, and I don't know if Google's the same, but yes, it is waiting for the activation, so it has to listen all the time.
Now, Echo, if you have like an Echo Dot or something like that, you can turn off the mic
Hmm.
the Amazon, the Google devices. There are ways of turning off the mic, or
Yeah,
if you really want,
software
just
based, sure.
unplug the
Apple
damn thing.
and Google have that as well.
Right. Unplug the damn thing. If
There's
it's
that too.
unplugged. And then every time you need it, it's like, I don't want to go plug it in. I don't want, so you'll never use it. It'll collect dust. You can
That
put your
is
hat on it.
That is true. Hey, while we have 2 seconds, you had the gentleman on with the snowblower, which I
Yes.
watched 50 million times. I will tell you that there is not from him, and I don't know if it's on his channel, but there are lawnmowers of the same way where they'll mow your lawn and then
Yep.
they dock and then they charge and then they'll do so you make a little door for it to go under the fence if you wanted to. It'll go to the front yard. It'll do the whole thing. It's without wires, so you don't have to put like the wires in the lawn, but it's fantastic. Yes, I would take those robots. The ones in my house, I might not, but the snowblower and well, I'm not getting much snow here, but the snowblower and the lawnmower robots, absolutely. Those look amazing.
In 5 years, you're going to go over to a robot dog. Something tells me. I don't know.
No,
Just
do not say those words.
not your little guy. I
He
know you're
can't
in love
hear
with your
you.
little guy.
Yeah, he can't hear
Yeah.
you.
He'll bite my foot off. Brandon, digital strategist Fisher, who can be found on X and Threads with username @Fisher and through his website, fisher.media. As always, my friend, thank you for coming on this morning. By the way, I
Thanks,
should
Ken.
mention that we only have 10 seconds, but I want to mention that wasn't the only brand. There are other brands of
Hmm.
these snow throwers, but this is the one he was sent to test. The
Yep.
ones I saw online are not as auto efficient as this one, but the technology is only going to improve. Fisher, thank you very much. We appreciate you, my friend.
Take care.